area. Recording video.
Hello folks, it's Flying Jake, and well, my cousin brought something to my attention, or actually my nephew did, and I didn't know it, but on one of my YouTube live videos when I was meaning to show the disassembled siren and its many parts.
With one finger to stop recording.
Okay, shush. Anyway, I didn't know it, but apparently I had the front camera activated, so all you saw was my face. So now that I got it on the back camera, I'm going to do my Federal Signal 2T22 videos again, but this is with the fully assembled siren. I'm not going to break this down and start again showing the parts, but I will describe what this thing looks like. Let me turn on a light here, give us a little bit more. There we go. Okay. So basically with a 2T22, keep in mind the reason why they call it a 2T22 is because 2T stands for two tones. You have a dual tone siren. One row has 10 horns. The other row has 12, okay? With that 10 to 12 ratio, you also have a number of vanes, okay? And so this side has 12 vanes in all, but they are staggered. So you have, and the vanes are situated inside this flat piece here, which is just basically about maybe that thick. So basically what you have here is two sirens stacked on top of each other with air intakes. There's the top one, it has the cone right here, and then underneath here you have where the air feeds in to this tube. And then down here you have a tube right there. There's the framework right there. You have two different tones. Okay, this is a dual shaft motor, has a shaft on both ends that powers two fans or choppers inside here. You have vertical vanes jutting, or horizontal, I'm sorry, vanes jutting out from a central hub from that motor shaft, and they spin and they run past these horns, which makes the sound. So I'm going to fire this up just a little bit so you can hear what I'm talking about. So yeah, it's basically a two-tone siren. Sounds just like the original ones. Winds down nicely, winds up nicely. With the quieter intakes, I have a set of louder intakes too. These are quieter intakes. But even so, it is a little too loud to let wind up all the way for this apartment. So I won't do that. I will show you what the bigger intakes. See, the little intakes have, instead of this piece being open right here, it has a solid plate, all but one little spot right over on the side. It has a wedge shaped opening where the air feeds in. Now the reason why on this intake and on the bottom intake too, I do have louder intakes, because like I said, if I want to, let's say, go out in the country to my cousin's house and he wants me to demonstrate, I could put these louder intakes on. It'll be much louder. But this, Edan Friedman 3D printed a little vane coming right off the side here. And the reason why is because I told him that I want the lower tones of that siren to stand out. Now when you hear a 2T22 go off, a real one, if you listen very closely, behind the high-pitched two tones, you hear a lower drone when it's at it close to its top peak volume. You'll hear that higher tone, and the reason why is because, like I said, the lower tone. But once again, the reason why is because you have staggered vanes. For instance, the top one, which is 12 ports, you have one long vane which juts directly outward from the center, and then you have two shorter vanes. Okay, so you have 4 long vanes and 8 short vanes, and those long vanes are responsible for producing those undertones. Now on the bottom one, which is 10 ports, you have 1 long, 1 short, 1 long, 1 short, 1 long, 1 short. So again, and that tone is different because on the top, this siren you hear as the top tone, but as the bottom tone. Now on this one, you hear as the overtone, but you hear an octave below as an undertone. So that's what gives a siren such a unique sound. And the real 2T22s, I'll tell you what, I wish they'd bring these suckers back, because that's a siren that says, get the hell moving. Disaster is coming. Move now. But, of course, a lot of towns had to get rid of their 2T22s, even the ones that were refurbished, because I'm going to be honest. A lot of the younger generation can't stand them. Boo-hoo-hoo. It makes my doggy bark and whine. Boo-hoo. I'll tell you what. If we're ever in a war and, well, we have tanks in the streets, planes flying over and everything, you would rather have one of these louder sirens than one of these, what I call wussy horns. Little single speaker model that you can't hear worth a crap. Oh, well, these are meant to be outdoor warning sirens. Yeah. Tell you what, the sounds of war are going to overpower the sound of these little wussy horns we have now. I'd rather have a 2T22. That was, like I said, that was a siren that said, get moving. You could hear them for a long way. Now, of course, this is a mini siren. This is for siren enthusiasts and the like who are interested in these things. The Federal Signal 2T22 production began in the early 1960s, about 1962, and then it ended in 1992 as these wussy horns started to be produced. And yeah, I like these better. I like the sound, I like the overall, the way it carried. And yeah, it was loud, but I'll tell you what, it got you moving in a hell of a hurry. I mean, and that's what I look for in a warning system. And you see it in today's fire alarm systems in school. Back when I was a kid, they used to have the klaxon horns. Sound like a friggin' scoreboard buzzer. Somebody just laying on the scoreboard buzzer. Really loud. Yeah, make you jump about a mile out of your desk, but I'll tell you what, it got you out of the building in a hell of a hurry. Now they have these little wussy alarms. Oh, really? Come on. Get the scoreboard buzzers back in. But, yeah, that's a look at the assembled 2T22, and I deleted the other videos where there was a lot of screw-ups. I have one live video of the tower, which you saw, but the one where you only see my face, thanks to my nephew for telling me that, because when I found out, I didn't even know it was like that, but yeah. I got a lot of views though, but it's me, not the siren. That's a funky looking siren there. But yeah, this is a pretty awesome siren, and it's pretty wild because all this is 3D printed. The only thing that wasn't 3D printed is, of course, the motor, which Edon had to order and install. By the way, speaking of Edon and the mini sirens, his name is capital E-D-A-A-N, and he has a music video on YouTube. You gotta go look at it. He does his own music. He produced a song called Masquerade, and it is good. You gotta go check it out. But so now that's pretty much how I'll conclude. But that's, once again, is a look at the Federal Signal 2T22 mini siren. You know, it'd be neat if he actually goes into producing the Thunderbolt too. That's another awesome siren that they discontinued, the Federal Signal Corporation.